Jubilee Weekend.
It just popped into my head that this Jubilee Strong End could have been a real good opportunity to do some huge outreach to hundreds of thousands, if not literally millions of people, because loads of people have flooded into London or into major cities to celebrate Old Queenie. And yes, I said Strong End, because who wants to have a weekend? We want the Strong End, right? Shout out to Jealous on that one. But yeah, it coincides with a lot of the group leaders and prominent people on social media now who are resting because they're tired from scratching their ass and scratching their head at the same time. And I can see how difficult that might be. Bearing in mind, there are a couple people who I've spoken to who I've seen them put in the work, and they're very valid to be taking a rest, but the majority of people just seem to have allowed this to slip by and slip past and don't have a problem with the oncoming Agenda 21, which for those of you who aren't in the loop, it never started in 2001, but started at the beginning of the 21st century, which was 22 years ago now. Coupled with they was working on that for maybe about 50 or 60 years before that, so they got a little bit of a head start. But, people seem to want to get to a stage where they'll own nothing and be happy. They'll own nothing and be... it's really funny. It really is funny, because I see this all the time going around. I think people entertaining it, people still adhering to shops not accepting cash and only card. There are several laws and bylaws as well which entitle you to use cash, and if your cash is not accepted, then you're able to take the services or take the product without paying it. But yeah, the same way where the other day, I'll show you a clip of the video actually. Yeah. This is how they do it. Self-checkout. Where's the tills? 1 empty, 2 empty, 3 empty, 4 empty. Self-checkout. They got more than enough staff to work on the tills. Why is that? Oh, we want to go cashless. We want to start using robots. We want to get rid of staff. I see. Joke. And people keep buying into this. People keep pushing this. People keep keeping this up. Stop it. Refuse to use the self-checkouts. Refuse to not use the tools. Demand that there's someone working on the tools. There's staff there to do it, so let's get them to do it. That's a clear video which I've seen many, many times, where people, instead of waiting at a till, would rather go and use the self-service, self-checkout robots. Yeah? Robots. Because what people would do to force them to open up another cashier is everyone just queue up behind one till. They would have to. It would clog up their aisles. And they don't want that. That's what they care about. And that's what you give them. So it's a bit nuts right now. People saying that they don't want this, saying they don't want certain things to happen, yet allowing it to happen. Even worse, making it happen. That is sociopathy to a different degree. Schizophrenia more than anything else. But that's what you guys like. I say you guys, because I don't do any of this. Not to say I never use my card, but it's very, very rare. More often than not, I'm giving out cash. I go and buy at local shops or family-run shops and businesses, because I'm in support of people, not corporations. The same corporations that are paying governments all around the world to levy certain taxes and levy certain laws. And that the government is also using them to bring in Agenda 21. But yeah, again, I have to keep mentioning, you keep doing it. It's just nuts. I think a lot of the groups were never really going anywhere with the best of their intentions. But the reality is, a lot of people were just, from what I witnessed, were just screaming at people in the street, similar to Jehovah's Witnesses. And that's no disrespect to any Jehovah's Witnesses, but everyone's experienced them coming to their house knocking. You know, mate, I'm alright. You're talking to people on your frequency, not on their frequency, and that's never gonna aid well for your communication with them. See, the difference between the good and the evil is that the evil are just united no matter what their differences, no matter what their issues with one another. They're like, yo, we're doing evil, sweet, let's go. Whereas a lot of the good, or people who claim that they're good, bicker at the slightest differences, which is sad, but I don't know, man. People, innit? Why has this strong end not been used for the opportunity that it is? You have 4 days of being able to march and protest and spread awareness and information. And guess what? The people in charge of things don't care, or from what I've seen or believe, a lot of them seem to be on the other side. So they're just forcing you to chase your own tail. And there are a lot of good-hearted people, there are a lot of good-willing people, there are a lot of good-intentioned people, but good intentions don't mean nothing at all if you're still heading down the road of enslavement. I would advise you not to. I would advise you to pull them up, because there's a lot of people who are holding their tongues, not saying anything. Call these people out. I think there are a lot of other people who also achieved what they set out to achieve, and that's to have some type of social standing or some type of popularity or feel like they're important, which unfortunately is the case, because all now the big names, all the ones with the big numbers and the big followers, you don't hear anything from them. It's nuts. It's nuts, but you know, you guys keep cheering them on, and you guys keep chasing your tails. But yeah, that was just a quick video on my thoughts of this coming strong end. What could have been done, what should have been done, what's not being done. Also, what is being done. The noose around your neck is getting tighter and tighter. Worse off, your children's neck. So good luck with that one, because a lot of you are mothers and fathers to children who are by nature cowardly, and that's no disrespect to the child, but that's based on you, because the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. However, there are some of you who are mothers and fathers to people who by their nature are rebellious, and who in 10 or 15 years time, depending on the state of the world, but the reality is they'll be able to talk to you, they're going to stick it on you. They're going to have problems with what you did. I had this discussion and conversation with my mother. She said, oh, why are you getting involved in all these protests and this and that? And I said, because you and my father never. That's why I'm here doing this, because you never. So now I have to do it. And because you're not doing it, your children have to do that. But, you know, save our children, right? Yeah. Only way to be free is live free. Live free. Live free.